Hi there and welcome to another episode of Nerf Hunt. Episode 17, 378.92. Latest driver for Mass Effect Andromeda. Has it brought any performance gains or not? Yeah. Let's have a look at the performances based on our benchmarks. Looking at Firestrike, basically is literally it's not worth mentioning a performance dip under 1%, although the result is still 5% lower than the best Firestrike score I have had. So yeah, it's halfway towards nerf dim. If like I said if I see a 10% plus drop in performance anywhere, I would call it nerf. So it's halfway there. Time Spy. Now, if I look at the async off performance, the async off performance is slightly better than before, although still under 1% improvement. Still, the result is 2% lower than my best performance yet, so still not better in my books. Async on, still also an increase of under 1%, but as again, still 2% lower than my best score. Take it at that. Heaven. Well, from the score, it's exactly the same as the previous driver. And yeah, currently it's still 5% lower than my best score yet on Heaven. So it's halfway towards nerfdom. Gimpville, whatever you want to call it. Coming to Valley, we've got a surprise 1% increase in performance. Yay, 1%. Woohoo! Still, this is 7% lower than my best score. Valley will most likely be the benchmark that will show the first drop below 10%. If it happens, it will most likely be Valley to show us. Moving on to Tom Clancy. It's basically almost exactly the same, just slightly lower minimum, less than a frame per second lower. I wouldn't even bother calling it a performance difference. Sniper. Now, these results definitely are lower than the previous two, and therefore I would consider the previous two sort of outliers in terms of there was something weird going on there. So I'm gonna basically bench from this set on to see performance gains or losses. But if we have to compare this to the previous benchmarks, I've seen a 4% drop in DX11, a 5% drop in DX12 without async, and a 17% drop in DX12 with async. So that's why I'm considering the previous two results as slightly weird, and maybe I will not use them in terms of benching. But we'll keep a close eye on this for Sniper Elite. Gears of War, a 1% increase in performance. UWP program increase in performance. That is either Microsoft has fixed something in Gears of War 4,
or actually Microsoft's stated so-called DX12 increases are slightly just showing it's peeking its head out. So yeah, although still I am 1% lower than my best. So I wouldn't worry too much when it comes to the UWP games. Its performance is roughly stable. Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Now, DX12, its performance is exactly the same as previous driver, and as you can see from the graphs, it's 1% below my best. So I wouldn't worry too much about Deus Ex in DX11. And when we go to DX12, there's a slightly under 1% increase in performance compared to the previous driver, although it's still less than 1% drop in my best score. So I would say Deus Ex is stable in terms of performance. Doom. OpenGL, slightly down from the previous driver version implementation, although it's still 6% lower than my best. That's another candidate for possible nerf indications. So we will keep an eye on that one. Although, the surprising one of them all, Vulcan. I don't know what the hell happened here, but I've actually received increased performance by 3% over the previous driver. And guess what? This is my new highest score for Vulcan. 1% increase above the previous one. Therefore, this will now become the benchmark score for the rest. So, overall, not really much difference on performance based on the other previous drivers, or previous 4 drivers. Although the Vulcan performance was interesting, I must say, that was surprising, seriously surprising. I liked it, although I can still say some of these do tend to go towards performance drops more. It's slowly but surely increasing the total performance drop versus maximum performance I've seen before. So it's slowly but surely getting nerfed, but I'm still waiting for that 10% drop in performance versus my maximums. So I'm not calling it yet, but in certain aspects it is dropping. Although the newer games seem to be fine, don't see much fluctuations except for Sniper Elite. That one was weird. I do apologize. I think there might have been something, either one of the patches applied, fixed something, or basically throttled something. But yeah, we'll rebase this now from this result set going forward. So hopefully we won't get more outliers. If it is, then Sniper Elite would be one of those weird cases. But overall, even Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands performance is stable, so there's that. Even if it's a DX11 game, I wouldn't call it nerfed yet. But yes, Nvidia. Remember what I said. I'm putting an open challenge to you. Don't just just let it go. Just don't become complacent. You are really painting a bad picture if you're gonna let this performance slowly but surely drop still. Well, Kepler's already been a bad example.
So, and I had to get rid of my Titan because of performance drops. So, yes, I've got experience with Titans and Kiplers. Wouldn't want to repeat this with the Maxwell, but yes. Also, now that Mass Effect Andromeda has come around, it's blatantly obvious. This 980 of mine, which performed roughly just like a 1060, is starting to become an issue for me if I want to game in the future. So, I don't know for how long I'm going to keep this on, keeping going on with Maxwell, but there might be a chance that if I say June, July, I might step up to a 1080 Ti. So, depending on what Vega brings to the table, but so far, based on leaks and what I've seen, I'm not too hopeful. So, at the moment, 1080 Ti is on top of my list, so that might be the one I'm going to get in June, July. I've already basically housed the components in a new chassis. So going forward, that would be the chassis for all my new components. I was planning to do everything plus the GPU in April next year, but at this rate, I might just as well do the GPU now in June and look at a whole system upgrade by June, July next year. So, hopefully I'll get Ryzen 2, Ryzen Pro, or Ryzen Plus, or whatever they want to call it, the refreshed or fixed version of Ryzen, because I'm really interested in Ryzen and I do like it. But anyway, enough of me faffing around, chatting about shit you're not interested in. Basically, the nerf is not there. Keep watching. We'll let you know if it happens. If you do like this series, subscribe. Give me a like or a dislike. Let me know if you do give it a dislike. Let me know why. Maybe I can improve it. Yeah. Although YouTube pulled their fun buttons or donation buttons, if you want to help me out in terms of supporting me, why not become a patron? The link is there, so let me know. Get on board. Let's see if we can get this running. Thank you again for watching, and hope to see you soon. Goodbye.